Okay, can we say totally unplanned video? But as I was making these, I'm like, dang it, I should record it to show someone who's wondering how to do these. So I am making some RumChata Jello shots. Literally shot glasses. So these are shot glasses made out of Jello. And I am used these molds, which look like, are they called cow udders? Me and my damn English. Okay, so anyways, push this back in. Okay, so I'll leave the link below. You can get these on Amazon, so don't you worry. Or you can just, also find them, I've seen them at Walmart and I've seen them Hobby Lobby, Michael's. But anywho, these are the molds. So what happens once you've made your Jello and then you have to take these out? I know that I've messed up this recipe several times, and I would use regular Jello and just add gelatin to see how much firmer they needed to be. So I've tried several recipes. The one I'm currently using is the one that's working best for me. The regular recipe calls for 4 packets of the gelatin. I'm using Knox, or you can use, the Walmart brand or whatever brand you like, but these are pretty much perfectly measured. Actually, let me grab those. So this is the unflavored gelatin that I use, and it comes in little packets. You could definitely buy it in bulk and then just weigh it to see how much you would use. And it says here that these are 8 ounces. There we go, 8 ounces per pouch. So I'm basically using, the recipe calls for 4 of these little packets, and half a cup of sugar, half a cup of water, and then half a cup of your liquor of choice. So let's say you were making some just regular Jello type flavors. Sorry, I stepped away to grab some Jello because there's some very fun flavors other than your regular Jello flavors. There's this one that's like a blue raspberry from Starburst. I've used this one quite a bit, which is the strawberry flavor, but Starburst. And then the watermelon from Sonic flavor. Anywho, so you can use flavored vodkas or just use the, the vodka of your choice. And you can add a little bit of this gelatin. This is not what's going to give it its consistency. It's definitely going to be the unflavored gelatin that's going to give it its firmness. This just so you can get a little bit of the flavor. And when I make it, I also add some of the different variations of flavorings. Like they have peach out there. Watkins is a very popular brand. Anywho, I'm jumping the gun here, but basically here's your basic recipe. Half a cup of sugar, half a cup of water, and half a cup of alcohol, and 4 packets of the gelatin. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna cook it on the, over your stove, heat, electric, whatever, to a medium heat. You wanna watch it because as soon as it starts to bubble up, you wanna turn it off because you don't want to burn off all the alcohol. And I will, if you guys want me to do a video, let me know, but I can do a video, which is probably going to be almost like watching paint dry. And you can see how easy the process is to make, like a gummy jelly, not just like a Jello shot. Anyways, so these, what I did is I made them with RumChata instead of, vodka. So I used half a cup of, a little bit more than half a cup. But let's say just for starting purposes, sticking to the basic recipe, half a cup of vodka, half a cup of sugar, half a cup of water, and then the 4 packets of the gelatin. Again, the more you make it, the more you're gonna play with the consistencies to see what works for you. for me, because I double the recipe, one single recipe would probably make about 4.5 to maybe 5 of these shot glasses, because it takes up a little, quite a bit to fill up the molds. Of course, if you made these into the different smaller molds that are more like just the gummies that I've made that are just like a one shot kind of deal or 2 bites, then you could probably do more. But for these, it was about 4 to 5 shot glasses per recipe. So I actually made 4 recipes, and this is about, I got 18 shot glasses, and just like, geez, maybe just like this much of, and I mean this much, not this much, this little much left. And I made it as a sample. I kept it. I wasn't going to throw it away, so I needed to, of course, taste it and see the consistency before I decide if I was going to serve these or not. These are going to be for a family function, so it's okay. I'm glad they came out great. So anywho, I made these with RumChata, and then what I did is I didn't measure anything in terms of how many purple, how many pink. I'm just pretty much winging it. I like purple. I wanted to add a little color into these instead of just making them white, because the last times that I've made it, they've been the RumChata color, which is just like your nice little beige here. And they haven't really, they look nice, but still, I just wanted to start playing with it. And so that's what I did here. So I, with all this, the times that I've tried making these little shot glasses, I've had terrible luck where they tear and they rip. So this is the best way that I have found that works for me. Before pouring it, I will spray a little bit of the nonstick spray on the inside of these, and I'll use a brush, and I'll go right in between all of the crevices and make sure the top is also here, has a little bit of that oil in there, so that it'll help for them not to get stuck in there and tear up and break. And then as I am going to take it out of its container, then I basically start to put my fingers and I start to push the edges right here, the top of the shot glass. And I'm basically, what I'm doing is kind of like flipping it in, if that makes sense. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to get a good view, but I start to pull, you see how you can help it along, but honestly, with the oil and the silicone mold, it does end up, if your consistency is right, it will just start to peel off on its own. And I'm basically just pushing from the bottom. I can't do anything from the center because I'm not there yet. So I'm just, you see how that one got a little piece stuck? Of course, the one I want to record comes out messed up, but no worries. I don't think it's gonna stop anybody from eating it. If they don't like it, I'll eat it. And basically I'm pushing my fingers through to have it become unstuck. Now, because it does have this center here, and you can't just really pull it out, like this one seems like it's easily becoming loose, like you can see it there. But normally what I do if I feel that it's a little bit too tight is I'll just press down. You don't want to pull up on the jelly because you don't want to tear it. So I'm basically holding it, and I am pushing down like this into the mold. I'm trying to like slide my finger in, and I'll go in and I'll slide my finger and push down. I'm not doing this motion of pulling the jelly up. I'm doing this, pushing, like sliding my finger in and then pushing down. This one's already coming out. This one was actually pretty ready to come out. So anyways, you see how smooth and shiny. Anyways, and you don't want to use that much oil either, the spray, because then it'll taste nasty. So I'm trying to go with a little pink purple consistency, not consistency, but pattern here, if you will, on my Jello shots. So let's go for a purple. And this one I haven't pulled out or anything, but just to show you that once I start pushing in, even though it looks like it's stuck and it's gonna like burst, it should, which it is, releasing pretty easy. It does need some firm pressure, of course. And like I said, I'm using my fingers on the bottom to push it up. And then when it comes out, I can get a feel for it. If it's, you see, if I try to just pull it up, I could tear it from the inside, so you don't want to do that. And just to be on the safe side, because it is silicone, you can see how it starts to become unstuck from the sides. And then I'm basically folding it in. What I'm doing is let me show you with this one. So I'm basically going in with my finger and pressing down, and then still keeping the pressure. I'm almost kind of like folding it in so that it starts releasing from the edges. So that's what I'm doing here. Holding it, putting my finger in, and you can see it's already loose right there. So if I flip it around, it's already loose. Now I want to help it slide out. So I put my finger in, and with my fingers here, I'm slowly pulling, and I'm holding more than pulling with this hand, kind of guiding it out. You see? That was easy, they say, after many, many practices. Don't let anybody just make it sound like it's so freaking easy. It does, it does take some work. Practice more than anything. Practice more than anything. And, you know, be ready to, I don't want to say throw out some batches, because you can get a nice little buzz with your taste testing, if you will. Share with friends. I'm sure you've got friends that will be more than willing to share and try out all of your sample batches. It might not look as pretty the first couple of times when you try it, or you just might surprise yourself and be an expert immediately. You know, just because I am not perfect doesn't mean you're not. All right. So I have like 4 more of these to take out. I've got, you know, the 3 purple and that. But anyways, what I am going to do with these, and I feel a sneeze coming on, so hold on. Ah, excuse me. So basically what I'm going to do with these, I promise it's not Corona, I'm just sneezing. Gosh, excuse me, especially because I don't have the video skills to edit all that crap. But anywho, what I'm going to do with these is that I made a nice, I'm in the process actually of making a nice pudding whip frosting, if you will, creamy filling, whatever. And it's a vanilla flavor. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to get a nice 1M tip. And if you're not familiar with it, Google it, go to Amazon. Gosh, I'll put a link down here if you want. Eventually, I'm not gonna lie, I'm doing this and I wasn't even planning on doing a video. So for the sake of getting this video up and showing you, the link might not be there quite yet, but look up a 1M tip, and that's the tip that I'm using with this whip. Of course, you know, it doesn't have to be alcohol. You can. So anyways, look, I want to show you something. This isn't perfect. It's a little bit darker here because when I was mixing the food coloring, I obviously did not mix well enough, and some of the swirls are here of the darker color, and there's some in the center. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't get crucified by someone because they're not perfect. You know, oh well, we'll see. I doubt it though. Anyways, so I am making this vanilla pudding whip frosting. It's very yummy because it's not overly sweet. And basically, I'm gonna get that 1M tip, and what I'm going to do is fill these little cups. Another yummy thing you could do is grab some raspberries, blueberries, or blackberries, and use that as either in between the cream filling or as a topper. And what I'm going to do is I am going to stop by and grab some fresh fruit, some nice berries. Okay, see how it's looking all crazy here, trying to make it look pretty. And because I have about a 2-hour drive with this, and this is the great thing about this, that these are not going to like break. They're very slap you with this. These are very firm, but not too firm that when you bite into them, they're gonna taste like you're just eating a rubber band. So that's the nice little balance that you have to find, and you're only gonna find that when you practice, honestly. Because what works for me might not work for you, and that's okay. Trial by error. That's that you learn by error. Trial. Okay, don't worry. I'm not even gonna try and make a saying out of that. But basically, we learn the more we try, because number one, you see how each tool works for you. Like this thing, I was like, when they didn't come out the first couple of times, I was like, wasted all that money, and I'm not even gonna be able to use these. And now look at this. I'm getting ready to get people buzzed. Anyways, of course you can use these without alcohol. Just use the flavor that you'd like. For me, when I do make them with the different flavors like these, I add more of the. There's some cute little. God, I think they're called Lorraine. They're not emulsions, but they're flavorings, and those are. Some of them do come in a nice, stronger potency, so you can enhance flavors with that. Anyway, so what I'm going to do with these, I'm actually just going to travel with them like this, because I do have a 2-hour drive and I want to keep everything refrigerated. But with my whip filling, using my 1-end tip, I'm basically going to fill these in and put, when I do fill them in halfway, I'm then going to be squirting in some actual RumChata, and then adding some more cream, and then another bit of RumChata, and then topping it off with that fruit. And then on my Facebook, I'll go ahead and post these once they are finished, and I hope people will enjoy them. So I hope this has helped you, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day.